Relationships are tricky and involve so many emotions, feelings, and expectations. Listen to this mini audio essay by Srinidhi Raghavan, a disability and gender justice advocate, where she takes you through how she navigated relationships as a woman with a disability and what she learned along the way.
When I first began dating S, I spent a large amount of time exhausted or in pain, and mostly in bed. I worked from there, I ate from there, and of course, I rested there. Weekly date nights that were a huge part of the TV shows that I watched, that my friends in relationships would do, just felt impossible for both of us. I worked during the week, and most of the weekend I recovered from the work week. It was then that I began to carry around the guilt that I was not enough for him, guilt that I was a bad partner. I asked myself, what will he think when he realizes I have so many needs? Is it all right for me to depend on him for support on bad days? What if I cannot give him love like other women can? Does he deserve more and better? Relationships are tricky, complicated, and take a lot of work. When we add disability to the mix, I have learned it can get more complicated. This is not because our disabilities, quote unquote, cause problems, but because all around us we see a model of how relationships should be. Books, magazines, TV shows, movies paint a very specific picture of ideal relationships. And there I was trying to fit my disabled self into the norm. Insecurities and fears were a huge part of the early years of me navigating my relationship. And to be completely honest, they creep up on me even now. This, combined with the fact that our relationship was not normal, made it hard for me to speak about it with others. One of the things I have learned from the many fights we have had during the course of our relationship is that communication is key. I'm sure this is something many people will tell you, but the truth is, communicating our needs, be it I want to eat ice cream for dinner or things are going too fast in this relationship, are all important. We do have the right to communicate all that we are feeling, taking up room in the relationship, let's say. It's just communication can often be very hard on both parties. What words do I use? What if I unintentionally say mean things? What if me saying I want some distance means my partner will leave me? These are possible, and sometimes, yes, they happen. People leave relationships for many reasons. They are unhappy, miscommunications happen, or misunderstandings, or other things that result in relationships ending. I think for me, the fear that my partner would leave me because my needs were too much resulted in struggling to voice these needs. In many ways, I slithered away from bringing my whole self to the relationship. Over time, I'm learning that it's okay to communicate what I'm feeling, however unpleasant. Relationships involve many things, but much of being in a relationship is working through what needs each person in the relationship has and finding ways to respect them and make room for them. For instance, my partner loves going out for dates, to eat together, to watch stuff together. But for me, going out regularly is difficult because of the consistent pain I'm in. We had to find some middle ground because respecting my needs in the relationship cannot overshadow or sideline my partner's needs for connection, care, and more. Despite all the reminders I have for myself, it is not easy to challenge the quote unquote norm that society places in front of us, especially of what an ideal relationship looks like. Over the years of being together, we have had to carefully build a love language of woolly hot bags, yummy home cooked dinners, walks in park, watching TV together, and asking the difficult questions like, have you taken your meds? You don't look so well. Can I support you somehow? Some days our relationship is easy. Other days I am overwhelmed by these feelings of lack that I feel I bring to the relationship. More than a year ago, S and I went on a small trip with his friends. This was our first trip with anyone other than each other. I was nervous. I rarely go on vacations with people I'm not close with because of the erratic and unpredictable nature of my illness and disability. While prepping for our vacation, we had many long conversations about what I can and cannot do. We discussed my early sleep time, my unpredictable exhaustion, and we agreed we would take it slow and I could sleep whenever I wanted. This was not an easy conversation for me. I was meeting many of his friends for the first time, and I was aware that I would and could come across as not good enough for him. But I had to trust our conversations and our relationship. Over the years of being with me, my partner had learned to notice the small signs of fatigue and pain. He nudged me to take the rest I needed. He knew to remind me when I needed food but hadn't eaten. I, on the other hand, had learned that mornings are not the best time of the day for him. I learned the food he eats when he's upset or the expressions he makes when he's too tired to cook. This love language was one we had built with care, conversations, and of course, numerous arguments. All relationships are not the same. All relationships evolve differently. Everyone in a relationship has needs, and sometimes our needs contradict each other. Talking about it and making combined decisions are all ways to nurture the relationship. Despite these efforts, sometimes relationships don't work out. More than 7 years ago, my then boyfriend decided he didn't want to be in a relationship with me anymore. It was hard. I was very attached and couldn't imagine my life without him. But slowly, steadily, with the help of friends and loved ones, I was able to walk away. Unfortunately, I had to respect his decision and find a closure all by myself. This is never easy or simple. Years later, I see it from different light. I understand it as somehow in that relationship his needs were not met. Hence, he chose to move on. Heartbreak is inevitable, especially when we love someone. It wouldn't have been good for me to hold on to him, though every bit of me wanted to do just that. I sometimes ask my friends, what is the secret to a good relationship? And many of them say, how am I supposed to know? And I think in practice this remains true. We don't really know. All we know is that good or healthy relationships in life, like many things, are not destinations at all. We struggle, fumble, make mistakes, break our hearts, start over with someone else, and hope that we find someone who cares for us and can be a safe space for us in this often distressing and difficult world.
This video ends with two logos on a yellow background. The first one is a pink heart and a plus sign and has PR Plus written underneath. And the second one is a green and black eye and has point of view written next to it.